You ever wake up and feel like the whole world is moving ahead without you? Like no matter how hard you try, success keeps slipping through your fingers. Let me tell you something, you're not alone. We all have that moment, standing in front of the mirror, asking ourselves, why am I not where I want to be? But here's the truth most people don't want to admit. Success ain't about luck, talent, or even being the smartest person in the room. It's about something much deeper, something most people ignore until it's too late. And today, I'm here to tell you exactly what that is. You see, people love to talk about overnight success stories. They love the idea that one day, everything will just click. But that's not how it works. The real journey is full of setbacks, self-doubt, and moments where you feel like an imposter in your own life. The shocking truth about success is built in the dark. It's built when no one is watching. It's built in those moments when you feel like giving up, but you choose to keep going. Think about it, everybody wants the reward, but how many people are actually willing to endure the struggle? How many people can push through failure, rejection, and fear? Because success doesn't come to those who wait for the perfect moment. It comes to those who take action despite fear, despite doubt, despite everything telling them to stop. Most people spend their whole lives waiting for the right time, the right opportunity, the right feeling. They say, I'll start when I'm ready, but the truth is, you'll never feel ready. That's the trap. That's how people wake up at 50, 60 years old, wondering where all their time went. Success doesn't wait for you to be comfortable. It demands that you move forward, even when you're scared, especially when you're scared. Fear is the silent killer of dreams. It whispers in your ear, making you doubt yourself. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if they laugh at me? But let me tell you something, fear is a liar. Every successful person you've ever admired has felt fear. Every single one of them has had that voice in their head telling them they're not ready, that they don't belong. The difference is they moved anyway. They took the lead, even when they weren't sure where they land. And that's what separates those who win from those who just watch. The winners don't have fewer outs. They don't have an easier road. They just refuse to let fear control their decisions. They understand something most people don't. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. Every time you fail, every time you fall flat on your face, you're learning, growing, getting stronger. Think about a child learning to walk. They don't fall once and say, maybe walking isn't for me. No, they keep getting up again and again. They don't care how many times they fall because they're focused on the goal. That's the mindset you need. You have to be willing to fall, to stumble, to look foolish if that's what it takes to get where you want to be. The problem is most people stop before they ever see results. They try for a little while, then quit when it gets hard. They think success is supposed to come easy, but real success, it's built on resilience. It's built on showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it, even when the results aren't there yet. And here's the truth nobody tells you, your biggest enemy isn't failure. It's doubt. It's that little voice telling you that you don't have what it takes. That voice will steal your dreams if you let it. But you have a choice. You can listen to the doubt, or you can prove it wrong. Let's talk about doubt. That voice in your head that tells you who do you think you are. That voice that makes you hesitate when an opportunity comes your way. That voice that convinces you to play it safe instead of going after what you really want. Every single person who has ever tried to do something great has had that voice in their head. Every single person who has ever stepped into the unknown has felt imposter syndrome creeping in. It doesn't matter if you're just starting out or if you're at the top of your game. Doubt is always there, waiting for a moment of weakness, waiting for you to slip up so it can whisper, see, I told you you couldn't do it. But let me tell you something, doubt is not truth. Just because you feel something doesn't mean it's real. Fear, insecurity, self-doubt, these are nothing but illusions designed to keep you from stepping into your potential. Most people never break free from this mental prison. They stay trapped, repeating the same patterns, making the same safe choices, never realizing that their biggest limitation isn't their talent, their background, or their circumstances, it's their mindset. And if you don't control your mindset will control you. I've seen so many people with unbelievable potential give up because they let their doubt swim. They start strong. They have big dreams. They take the first step, but the moment things get tough, they start questioning themselves. Maybe I'm not meant for this. Maybe success is for other people, not me. And just like that, they stop. They quit before they've even given themselves a real chance. And you know what's crazy? It's not their ability that's holding them back. It's not a lack of talent or intelligence. It's the fact that they're waiting for permission to be great. They're waiting for someone to tell them, yes, you're good enough. But that's not how it works. Nobody is going to come and crown you successful. Nobody is going to hand you confidence on a silver platter. You have to take it. You have to decide that you belong in the room, that you're worthy of the life you want, that you don't need anyone's approval to go after your dreams. This is where most people get stuck. They're waiting for motivation, waiting for that perfect moment when they finally feel ready. But here's the truth. Motivation is unreliable. Some days, you'll feel fired up and ready to go. Other days, you won't even want to get out of bed. If you rely on motivation alone, you'll never be consistent enough to win. That's why discipline is so powerful. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Think about it, anyone can show up when they're feeling good. Anyone can put in effort when things are going their way. But the real test, it's showing up when everything in you is screaming to quit. It's pushing through when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when you're not seeing results yet. That's where success is built. Not in the easy moments, but in the hard ones. You want to know the shocking truth about success? It doesn't happen in the spotlight. It doesn't happen when people are clapping for you. It happens when no one is watching. When you're grinding in silence. When you're putting in the work and getting no recognition. That's when the real winners are made. The people who make it to the top, they weren't born different. They weren't given some magical advantage. They just refused to quit. They refused to let doubt win. They pushed past fear, past failure, past every excuse, and kept moving forward. That's the difference. That's what separates the ones who succeed from the ones who only dream about it. The biggest lie people tell themselves is that they have time. They say, I'll do it later. I'll start when I feel ready, but later turns into next week, next month, next year, until one day they wake up and realize they never started at all. That's the shocking truth about success. It doesn't wait for you. It doesn't care about your excuses. Every single day you hesitate, someone else is out there putting in the work. Someone else is building their future while you're still thinking about it. And I don't say this to discourage you. I say that because I want you to wake up. I want you to understand that your future is being built right now, in this very moment, by the choices you make today. You either take action or you stay the same. There is no in between. Look around you. How many people do you know who had big dreams but never did anything about them? How many people talk about success, about changing their lives, about chasing their goals, but year after year, they stay exactly where they are? Do you know why? Because they let fear control them. They let doubt hold them back. They listen to that voice that says, what if I fail? Instead of asking, what if I win? And here's something people don't talk about enough: success is lonely. It's lonely because the moment you decide to step up, to push yourself, to go after something bigger, most people won't understand. They'll tell you to slow down. They'll tell you to be realistic. They'll remind you of every reason why it won't work. And if you listen to them, if you let their doubts become your doubts, you'll never make it. You have to protect your mind. You have to guard your dreams, because the truth is, most people settle. Most people accept mediocrity because it's safe, because it's easy, because it doesn't require them to face their fears or step outside their comfort zones. And if you're not careful, their mindset will become your mindset. Their limitations will become your limitations. That's why you have to make a choice. Are you going to be like everyone else? Or are you going to rise above? Are you going to let life happen to you? Or are you going to take control and create the life you want? Listen, I know what it's like to doubt yourself. I know what it's like to feel like you're not enough, like you don't have what it takes. But let me tell you something: your mind is lying to you. That fear, that insecurity, that imposter syndrome, it's not real. It's just a test to see how bad you really want it. Because if success was easy, everyone would have it. If personal growth was comfortable, everybody would be at the top. The truth is, most people will never do what it takes. They'll stay in jobs they hate, relationships that drain them, routines that keep them stuck because it's easier to stay the same than to change. But you are not most people. You are here because something inside you knows you're meant for more. You're here because deep down, you know that your life is bigger than your fears. You know that there is a version of you that is stronger, wiser, more powerful than the person you are today. And the only way to become that person is to start now. Stop waiting for the right moment. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for everything to be perfect, because it never will be. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who decide. It comes to those who get up every single day and put in the work, whether they feel like it or not. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter how many times you failed before. What matters is that you refuse to quit. What matters is that you wake up every morning and make the choice to be better than you were yesterday. Think about this. If you start today, where could you be in a year, in 5 years, in 10? The time will pass anyway. The question is, will you look back and be proud of what you built? Or will you be filled with regret for all the chances you didn't take? Because here's the truth: there is no perfect time. There is no magic moment when everything falls into place. The only moment you have is right now. And the only way to change your life is to take action. Not tomorrow, not next week in OW. The biggest lie people tell themselves is that they have time. They say, I'll do it later. I'll start when I feel ready. But later turns into next week, next month, next year, until one day they wake up and realize they never started at all. That's the shocking truth about success. It doesn't wait for you. It doesn't care about your excuses. Every single day you hesitate, someone else is out there putting in the work. Someone else is building their future while you're still thinking about it. And I don't say this to discourage you. I say it because I want you to wake up. I want you to understand that your future is being built right now, in this very moment, by the choices you make today. You either take action or you stay the same. There is no in between. Look around you. How many people do you know who had big dreams but never did anything about them? How many people talk about success, about changing their lives, about chasing their goals, but year after year, they stay exactly where they are? Do you know why? Because they let fear control them. They let doubt hold them back. They listen to that voice that says, what if I fail? Instead of asking, what if I win? And here's something people don't talk about enough: success is lonely. It's lonely because the moment you decide to step up, to push yourself to go after something bigger. Most people won't understand. They'll tell you to slow down. They'll tell you to be realistic. They'll remind you of every reason why it won't work. And if you listen to them, if you let their doubts become your doubts, you'll never make it. You have to protect your mind. You have to guard your dreams. Because the truth is, most people settle. Most people accept mediocrity because it's safe, because it's easy, because it doesn't require them to face their fears or step outside their comfort zones. And if you're not careful, their mindset will become your mindset. Their limitations will become your limitations. That's why you have to make a choice. Are you going to be like everyone else? Or are you going to rise above? Are you going to let life happen to you? Or are you going to take control and create the life you want? Listen, I know what it's like to doubt yourself. I know what it's like to feel like you're not enough, like you don't have what it takes. But let me tell you something, your mind is lying to you. That fear, that insecurity, that imposter syndrome, it's not real. It's just a test to see how bad you really want it. Because if success was easy, everyone would have it. If personal growth was comfortable, everybody would be at the top. But the truth is, most people will never do what it takes. They'll stay in jobs they hate, relationships that drain them, routines that keep them stuck because it's easier to stay the same than to change. But you are not most people. You are here because something inside you knows you're meant for more. You're here because deep down, you know that your life is bigger than your fears. You know that there is a version of you that is stronger, wiser, more powerful than the person you are today. And the only way to become that person is to start now. Stop waiting for the right moment. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for everything to be perfect, because it never will be. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who decide. It comes to those who get up every single day and put in the work, whether they feel like it or not. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter how many times you failed before. What matters is that you refuse to quit. What matters is that you wake up every morning and make the choice to be better than you were yesterday. Think about this. If you start today, where could you be in a year, in 5 years, in 10? The time will pass anyway. The question is, will you look back and be proud of what you built? Or will you be filled with regret for all the chances you didn't take? Because here's the truth. There is no perfect time. There is no magic moment when everything falls into place. The only moment you have is right now. And the only way to change your life is to take action. Not tomorrow, not next weekend or W. Most people will never experience real success, not because they're not capable, but because they refuse to take responsibility for their lives. They wait for someone to save them. They wait for circumstances to change. They blame their past, their parents, their environment, everything except the one thing that actually determines their future, themselves. Listen, I get it. Life isn't fair. Some people start with more advantages, more resources, more support. Some people have to fight harder just to get to the starting line. But let me tell you something, your success is not about where you start. It's about where you decide to go. It's about what you do with what you have. There are people out there who had nothing, no money, no connections, no special talent, but they still made it because they refused to make excuses. They refused to let their circumstances define them. They didn't wait for an opportunity to show up, they created one. And that's the mindset you need to have. If the door doesn't open, build your own door. If the path isn't clear, make your own path. Because the truth is, the world doesn't tell you anything. No one is coming to give you success. No one is going to hand you your dreams on a silver platter. You have to go out and take them. And taking them, that's not about luck. It's about consistency. It's about showing up every single day and putting in the work, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, because success is not built in the easy moments. It's built in the moments when you want to quit, when no one is watching, when no one is clapping for you. Most people don't talk about this, but success is boring. It's not always exciting. It's not always glamorous. It's waking up early, putting in the hours, staying disciplined when everyone else is taking the easy way out. It's doing the small and sexy things over and over again until they add up to something great. And that's where most people fail. They start something, but the moment it stops being fun, the moment it gets difficult, they move on to something else. They tell themselves, maybe this wasn't for me, but that's just fear talking. That's just your mind looking for a way out. Let me tell you something. The people you admire, the ones who made it, the ones who are living their dreams, they felt the same fear. They had the same doubts, but they kept going anyway. They pushed through the boredom, the frustration, the setbacks because they understood something most people don't. Success is a game of endurance. It's not about being smartest. It's not about being the most talented. It's about being the one who refuses to quit, the one who stays in the game long after everyone else has given up, the one who keeps showing up, keeps learning, keeps improving until one day they look around and realize they become unstoppable. And the crazy part, the moment you start believing in yourself, the moment you stop doubting your potential, everything changes. The way you walk changes. The way you speak changes. The way people see you changes. Because confidence isn't about pretending to be something you're not. It's about stepping into who you were always meant to be. I need you to understand this. Your mind is your greatest weapon. It will either be the thing that propels you forward or the thing that holds you back. And the way you train your mind is just like the way you train your body. You don't get strong by lifting a weight once. You don't become a champion by practicing once in a while. It's a daily process. It's repetition. It's discipline. That's why personal growth is non-negotiable. You have to study success. You have to learn psychology facts, understand your own mind, develop habits that set you up for greatness. Because the truth is, most people don't fail because they're not capable. They fail because they never learned how to win. And winning, that's a skill. That's something you train for. That's something you build through experience, through setbacks, through pushing yourself beyond your limits. Because let me tell you something, every time you face a challenge, every time you push past fear, you are reprogramming your mind. You are training yourself to become the kind of person who doesn't break under pressure, who doesn't back down, who doesn't let circumstances decide their future. That's the level of mindset you need to unlock your full potential, NOW. Not next year, not when you feel ready. RIGHTNOW. Because if you don't take control of your life, life will take control of you. And I don't want that for you. I don't want you looking back with regret, wondering what could have been if only you had believed in yourself a little sooner. I want you to WIN. I want you to take everything you've been through, all the pain, all the setbacks, all the doubt, and turn it into fuel. I want you to prove to yourself that you are stronger than your excuses. Because at the end of the day, that's what success is. It's not about luck. It's not about talent. It's about making a decision. A decision to stop waiting. A decision to stop doubting. A decision to take action right now. Success is a decision. It's not something that happens to you. It's not something you wait for. It's something you create, something you fight for, something you commit to with everything you've got. And the people who make it, the people who rise to the top, they aren't the ones who had it easy. They aren't the ones who waited for the perfect conditions. They are the ones who decided no matter what happens, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how many times they fail, they will not stop. until they win. That's the mindset you need to develop if you want to change your life. You need to stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for inspiration. You need to stop looking for someone to push you, to remind you, to hold you accountable. Because if you rely on that, you will never be truly successful. The greatest motivation comes from within. It comes from a deep, burning desire to be more, to do your, to prove to yourself that you are capable of greatness. And don't get me wrong, motivation is important. That's why people watch motivational videos, why they listen to motivational speeches, why they read stories about others who overcame fear, imposter syndrome, and setbacks. But at the end of the day, motivation fades. It's like a spark. It can light the fire, but it won't keep it burning. Discipline does that. Commitment does that. And this is where most people fail. They think they need to feel inspired every day. They think they need to wake up excited, ready to take on the world. But let me tell you something, there will be days when you don't feel like doing anything. There will be days when doubt creeps in, when fear whispers in your ear, when voice in your head tells you to give up. And that's when you have a choice. Do you listen to that voice, or do you push forward anyway? Because let me tell you something, every single successful person has had that voice in their head. Every single person who has ever achieved greatness has had moments of doubt, moments of fear, moments when they question everything. The difference is they didn't let that voice control them. They didn't let their emotions dictate their actions. They understood something most people don't. Success is not about how you feel. It's about what you do. You might feel tired. You might feel unmotivated. You might feel like nothing is working. But if you keep showing up, if you keep putting in the work, if you keep pushing forward, even when it feels impossible, that's when the breakthrough happens. Because here's the shocking truth about success: most people quit right before they make it. They put in the effort, they struggle, they grind, and then just when they're about to break through, they stop. They give up, and they never realize how close they were to winning. That's why you have to keep going. That's why you have to trust the process, even when you can't see the results yet. Because success is never instant. It never happens overnight. It's built brick by brick, moment by moment, decision by decision. Think about this. How many times have you started something but quit before you saw results? How many times have you let fear stop you? How many times have you doubted yourself? Let self-sabotage win. Let your insecurities talk you out in greatness. Because here's the truth: you are capable of more than you think. You have more strength, more intelligence, more resilience than you realize. But you will never know what you're truly capable of unless you push yourself beyond what feels comfortable. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. Success doesn't happen in safety. You have to be willing to take risks. You have to be willing to step into the unknown, to face failure, to make mistakes, to fall down and get back up again. And the people who do that, the people who refuse to let failure stop them, they are the ones who win. Not because they never fail, not because they never doubted themselves, but because they never stopped trying. I want you to understand something: there is no limit to what you can achieve. The only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the belief that it's possible. And if you can change that belief, if you can start seeing yourself as someone who is capable, someone who is worthy, someone who deserves success, everything changes. Because success isn't just about what you do, it's about who you become. You have to think like a winner before you win. You have to see yourself as successful before anyone else does. You have to act like the person you want to become now, today, in this moment. Because that's how real transformation happens. It's not some huge event. It's not some magical moment. It's a series of small, daily decisions. So ask yourself, who do you want to be? Do you want to be someone who plays it safe, who stays stuck, who looks back with regret? Or do you want to be someone who takes risks, who bets on themselves, who creates the life they've always dreamed of? That choice is yours, and you have to make it every single day. So stop waiting, stop hesitating, stop holding yourself back, because your time is now. Your time is now, not tomorrow, and not next week, and not when you feel ready, right now. Because the truth is, you will never feel ready. There will always be doubts, always be fears, always be reasons to wait. But the people who win in life, the people who reach the top, they don't wait for the perfect moment. They create the moment. They take action despite the fear, despite the uncertainty, despite the obstacles in front of them. And make no mistake, there will be obstacles. There will be setbacks. There will be moments when everything in you wants to quit. That's part of the process. That's part of success. You don't succeed despite failure, you succeed because of it. Every failure, every mistake, every loss is teaching you something. It's making you stronger, sharper, more prepared for the next challenge. But most people don't see it that way. They see failure as a sign to stop. They see struggle as proof that they're not good enough. They start to doubt themselves, to question if they were ever meant to succeed in the first place. And that right there, that's what separates winners from everyone else. Winners don't see failure as the end. They see it as the beginning. Every setback is an opportunity. Every struggle is a lesson. Every time you fall, you get the chance to rise again stronger, smarter, more determined than before. So the real question is, how bad do you want it? Are you willing to push through the pain? Are you willing to stay disciplined when no one is watching? Are you willing to sacrifice comfort today for greatness tomorrow? Because the truth is, success isn't for everybody. Not because everybody isn't capable, but because not everybody is willing. Most people say they want success. They say they want a better life. They say they want to be great. But when it comes time to put in the work, when it comes time to make sacrifices, when it comes time to step outside their comfort zone, they hesitate. They make excuses. They let fear win. And that's why so many people lives of quiet frustration. That's why so many people look back with regret, wondering what could have been if only they had tried harder, if only they had believed in themselves a little more. I don't want that for you. I don't want you to settle. I don't want you to waste your potential, to let fear dictate your life, to look back years from now wishing you had done things differently. I want you to win. I want you to break free from the doubts, the fears, the insecurities that have been holding you back. I want you to understand that you are capable of so much more than you realize. Because the moment you truly believe, that the moment you stop doubting yourself, stop holding back, stop playing small, that's the moment everything changes. That's the moment you step into your true power. That's the moment you stop waiting for life to happen to you and start making life happen for you. So ask yourself right now, what's stopping you? What's holding you back? What excuse have you been telling yourself that's keeping you from going all in? Because whatever it is, it's time to let it go. It's time to stop feeding your fears and stop feeding your potential. It's time to stop thinking about what could go wrong and start focusing on what could go right. You have everything you need within you. You have the ability, the intelligence, the resilience to overcome anything. But you have to decide. You have to commit. You have to take the first step. And that step, it starts now. Not when you feel ready, not when the conditions are perfect, but right now. Because if you wait for the perfect time, you'll be waiting forever. If you wait for the fear to disappear, you'll never move. If you wait for permission for validation, for someone to tell you that you're good enough, you will stay stuck for the rest of your life. But if you decide right now that you are ready, if you decide right now that you are enough, if you decide right now that you are done waiting, done doubting, done holding yourself back, then nothing can stop you. Not fear, not failure, not setbacks, nothing. Because success isn't about what you have. It's about who you choose to become. And right now, in this moment, you have a choice to step into your power, a choice to unlock your full potential now, a choice to stop making excuses and start making progress, a choice to take control of your future and build the life you were meant to live. This is your time. This is your moment. So don't waste it. Don't let it slip away. Don't let another day go by without taking action or the life you deserve. Because the only thing standing between you and success is the decision to go all in. And that decision, it starts right now. We are wisdom recorder, your knowledge source. If this message hit home for you, if you felt something deep inside that told you this is your time, then do something about it. Like this video, subscribe for more, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Because success isn't just about you. It's about inspiring others, lifting others, helping others see their own potential. So let's grow together. Let's win together. The future is waiting. Go get it.